all 50 states, all the 17,000 health coaches out there, all of our clients that are checking in. You guys are in for such a treat today. We couldn't be more excited to share the new year, kicking off such a great opportunity to get our lives in order, to get balance, and then to help somebody else who might be working on that for themselves. You know, this is a great time of the year for people to get focused on things. And, you know, we've been really blessed because we have a leader that's really painted a picture for us and taken us to where we want to go. What I want you... Oh, my other slides. Okay, we'll go without. Here's what we're going to do. I want to introduce Dr. Andersen, and I think one of the best ways to do that is to use a metaphor. And once in a while in your life, you get to meet somebody that has a profound impact. I bet you everyone in this room has had one or two people that just showed up in the right time in their life and gave them a gift that changed everything for you. For Whitney and I, that was Dr. A. And one of the things that I like to talk about Dr. A is he is so passionate. He's got so many passions, and he's such a wonderful, big, huge heart, and also just such a brilliant man. Now, I was thinking about what I could say to Dr. A, and one of his passions, if you don't know, Dr. A, passionate about his girls, Erica, Savannah, his wife, Lori, and for him to pack up his gear, move across the country to start this vision of Take Shape for Life 12 years ago took a lot of courage. And that same kind of courage made me think about somebody else who was a courageous explorer, somebody who went out into uncharted territories. And his name was Christopher Columbus. Now, Dr. A is an avid, passionate sailor. Do you know that? He owns a boat called the Habits of Health. And being a sailor, he is literally a world-class sailor. He's dedicated decades of his life to master this. But just imagine, like Christopher Columbus, when Dr. A was leaving his million-dollar practice, he was leaving a dysfunctional system because he realized, wait a minute, if I just keep fixing people on the deathbed and giving them mouth-to-mouth and saving them from going under, will that really make a difference long-term? Because most of the time, if they don't change their behaviors, he noticed they would be back on the table 6 months later with the same problem. So he left that because Buckminster Fuller had a great quote. He said, never spend energy fighting the existing system. Instead, build a better system and people will come to you. So he left this sick care model where it was focused on disease and symptoms of disease, and he went after a new vision called creating health. And that's a whole different focus, isn't it? Creating health is very different than fighting a disease. So just like Christopher Columbus, when he left, everyone thought he was crazy. The world is flat. You're going to go over the end. You'll never make it. You don't even know where you're going. You're just hoping you can find land out there. There's no one else ever been there. It's uncharted territory. And when you get out to the sea and you have this big vision, do you think it's always smooth sailing, yes or no? Oh my gosh. You guys could not be in a better place to starting Take Shape for Life today. There has never been a better time to be a coach. Because guess what? The people that went ahead of you had to fight those seas and figure out where the reefs are and avoid the storms, and that's what he did. He sailed this ship through incredible adventures to get to where we are today.
Yes.
And the other thing that I love about Dr. A is he is not a one who likes to tell people what to do. He's the kind of person who leads by example. When I first met him, I go, wow, not only is this guy smart, he's in shape. He looks good. He's healthy. He's fit. His vision, it aligned with me. It touched me. So when I heard what he had to say, it was like, I'm in. Sign me up. How do I get started? So hopefully those of you that are new and you're checking this out for the first time, you'll feel that same resonance, that same connection with the spirit of Take Shape for Life, the community of Take Shape for Life, because we wouldn't be here without Dr. Andersen. He's the one who led us. And one thing that he did, like Christopher Columbus, is after he made that scary voyage with his original crew, hundreds, thousands, and now millions have followed. So he gave us a path to follow. Mm-hmm. And for that, I will forever be grateful, Dr. A. Thank you.
Thank you. And I want to recognize him because, you know, he travels all over the country. He is the hardest working man I know. And he leaves his beautiful family, his girls and his wife, to come out and be with our Take Shape for Life family. And, I mean, one of the things about Dr. Andersen that I'm so grateful for is he's taught me never, ever give up. Never give up. Never give up on your dreams. Never give up on yourself. And he's a mentor, a friend, and a father figure to myself and so many of us. So please, everyone, help us welcome
our co-founder,
our
captain, New York Times bestseller,
author,
Dr. Wayne Scott Andersen. Rockin'. Here you go.
Thanks, Greg. Thanks, Whitney. Can you hear me okay? Happy New Year, Take Shape for Life. How are you all doing out there? See, when you travel around, I got that accent wrong. I'm actually not in the South. Although it feels pretty good. There was about 8 inches of snow in Baltimore yesterday. I'm really excited. This is the start of a new year. And you know, the Earth just went around the sun. I know we think we rule the world, but actually the Earth went around the sun, completed its revolution, and it's time to start anew. This year is a year like no other year in the history of Take Shape for Life, and more importantly, in the history of the United States of America. This year, we are going to lead the way and regain the greatness of this great country. Are you guys ready? So, bottom line, real quickly, I'm just going to go over a couple housekeeping things. Oops. And these are things like for all of you out that are watching and viewing this, this is the schedule for today. So you're going to hear a little bit today in the beginning through our video streaming about the vision and some of the most important elements to start this year right. But you don't want to miss any of the super regionals anywhere in the country because there's a lot more details to come. So we're going to give you the first part today, but use this as a fulcrum to help more and more people come because there's nothing like this event. By the end of the day, the people in this room are going to be well equipped to help us create a new world. So just to go over it real quickly, we're going to start off by forging a great business. I'm going to talk about that. Then Dan Bell, our presidential director, is going to talk about the business you have in your hands. We're going to focus on our Stop, Challenge, and Choose, our 12-week health transformation. We're going to talk about the fundamentals of health coaching and then empathetic coaching. Then this afternoon, where we're going to have a lunch break here and have a doctors, where we have a doctors panel. This afternoon, we're going to talk about creating fully integrated basic clients. New year, a new direction. Dan's going to talk about really focusing on what you need to do this year. We're going to do some leadership vignettes where our top leaders come up and give you some tips to help you move forward. And then I'm going to talk about aim to stay in terms of practicality and how it affects your business. And then we'll conclude, and then we'll send you off into the hitherland to go make America healthy. So you guys ready? Yeah. So basically the first question is, how do we create Take Shape for Life experience for you and others that desire health? So if you look at this slide, is it possible to create a new world where optimal health is a reality? Is that possible? Yeah. Well, you know, last night I was talking at the end of when we were talking to people about creating health in their lives, physical and mental and financial health in their lives, I talked about a story from Apollo 13, and it's worth really starting today because I think it really sets the stage for what we're going to be doing over the next 12, 24 months to actually establish this new brave world. And it starts with a story. They were sitting there in Apollo 13. They were all watching, and they were watching Armstrong put his first step on the moon. And, you know, Walter Cronkite was reporting it. It's the old little box, you know, TV. It's just amazing. Now we're really upset if our TV isn't 90 inches and basically this thin. Oh, no. Their TVs were like, remember the tube coming out the back? You think we've evolved a little bit in terms of our technology? Well, in that technology, basically, they're sitting there watching, and Walter Cronkite, who's given so many incredible stories and covered so many amazing events in the history of man during his broadcasting career. Basically, he's sitting there and he says, that's one small step for man and one giant leap for mankind. And he kind of breaks up, you know, just the reverence, the power of that event. And they kind of say, you know, congratulate you, you're part of this team, and then they all go home. So Jim and Marilyn Lovell, outside, moon is there, and they're looking. And Jim goes to Marilyn. He goes, you know what? The world has changed. Man has walked on the moon. And then he looks at her and says, because we decided to go. We decided to go. Now this country, this world is a mess right now. 70% of us are overweight or obese. 95% accumulation of their choices are leading us towards disease. We are in a dire strait financially, We're in a recession. They could say we're out of it, but we're certainly not. Just look and talk to people. We're at a point when people need mentorship and need leadership. So what we're doing is we're deciding to go. Are you? Are you ready to go? Help us recorrect and transform this country into a great one through our health transformation, through all the things we're going to do? Because that world is definitely possible. I live that world every day. And it's available for every single person. Not just for people that have studied to be a doctor, but for anybody that desires more. So are you ready to go? Okay. So let's talk about how do we create this Take Shape for Life experience for you and others that desire more. Starts with exploring how do you forge it. You know in life there is no easy way, right? You know, you've heard me talk before about the thing on TV where they have the thing on their belly, you know, and they're sitting back and they're saying, you lose weight and your waist is going to be great and you're going to look like this, and the guy's sitting there drinking a beer and having some popcorn, right? You know, just take that and put it right here and say, I'm the stupidest human being to buy that. There is no easy, simple way to create greatness in your life. It requires work. So today we're going to talk about how you can forge that, how we as a company, how we're going to make our brand the strongest brand in America and soon the world. Are you ready? So, yeah, a couple of you get that. You know, the success, the sword, bang, bang. For you that are on the video, I don't think you can see it, but we got a little sword there we're sharpening. Okay. This is not working too well, by the way. Do you know how big this is? Do you know how big this is, what we're doing? You know, we have, I don't know, 700, 800 people were here last night. We have a bunch of people here today. We have people over the country. We have only 17,000 coaches. We have 210 million Americans that are overweight or obese. We have over 300 million Americans that would like to improve their life and improve their health and live in that kind of world. So how does that happen? It happens with putting the fundamentals together. So let me start with some things that have happened just recently. Basically, our parent brand MetaFast was just picked by Diets in Review as the third most popular diet in the country. We basically just blew away Weight Watchers and Nutrisystems. And yet, that's only one little piece of what we are, isn't it? One little piece. See, we're not a weight loss company. We transform people's health. We're having a 12-week challenge starting January 1st, a few days ago, about transforming people's health. We are about making a difference so that people make health a priority and move forward and make it great. But you know what? Not a bad start to have our products be part of that, right? You guys got to get some more enthusiasm. Okay. How about our corporate executive staff? We have an amazing staff. Starts with Michael McDonald, our chairman of the board. Came from Xerox. He was number 2 behind Ann Mulcahy at Xerox and ran an $18 billion company. He knows how to build a great company. And he's put together an amazing staff. Meg Sheets, basically young but poised for the future. Amazing. She was just picked in Baltimore as one of the outstanding business executives under 40 years of age. How cool is that for our future? Jason Groves, our top legal counsel. Man, this guy is connected in Washington and doing everything. In fact, when we decided to put this challenge together, he literally said, I'll do whatever it takes, Dr. Andersen. He said, I'll work all the way through the holidays. And I watched 30 people, and I'm going to talk about that a little more in a minute, come together during Christmas and New Year's and basically work to make sure that challenge was ready on January 1st. That's the kind of commitment our company has to us. Jeanette Mills, you're going to get an opportunity to see her a little later this morning. Jeanette is just incredible. She's all about service. See, clients come first. She knows that. She gets that. She wants to serve, and she knows that our health coaches are also our clients. Together with that kind of greatness and that mindset, that's how you create a great brand internally so that when we're exposed to the general public, people see that we're all on the same page and all working together. How cool is that? And then Brian Kagan, the Chief Marketing Officer, came from Black & Decker. He was one of the top executives and has worked just tirelessly on this campaign, this 12-week challenge, our transformation. It's been amazing. And then Tim Robinson comes. He's the guy that watches the money, keeps us out of trouble with the SEC, and that role, you know, is very important today. So we have just an incredible executive staff. But behind that are the people, the passionate marketing, training, and basically our product development company. I was on a call 2 days ago with the product development. You're not going to believe, you will not want to miss conference 2014 National Convention, because I'll tell you, we are going to launch some amazing new optimal health products around the habits of health. And you're going to be there to be part of that. And it's just for Take Shape for Life. I want to talk for a moment about the 12-week health transformation, because it's a study. I sat with Mike McDonald back in December and said, Mike, we really want to do this. We think this is a great thing. And, Dan and I, 10 years ago, basically talked about doing it, but the company wasn't ready. We didn't have the infrastructure, but we talked about actually doing a national campaign to bring us into focus. And in that, there were 3 things that I basically said to him, I think this will really help us do. First, it will get the internal team really understanding that we, Take Shape for Life, are not a weight loss company. 2, it'll help all our coaches understand that we are not a weight loss company, and to actually have them make a decision. And we're going to ask you today, if you haven't all across the country, to make the decision to take your health to the next level starting right now. Decide to go right now. And third, it's an opportunity for us to, it's kind of our what do they call it, debutante, what's their coming out ball, whatever that thing is, they wear that fluffy dress. We are bringing our fluffy dress out to show America that we're the new sheriff in town, and we're going to help, forget about health care, we're about creating health so you don't need any of that junk. That's what we do. We have an incredible lifestyle program featuring the New York Times best-selling. We have the support system with you as our coaching network guiding that. We have our new value and biggest impact through our STOP challenges. We are not a diet. We are a lifestyle program that helps people not just in their physical, but in their mental and their financial. Just like Dr. Welby back in the 50s, right? No, we're going back to that, right? Now the doctor today looks at you and doesn't even look up at you most of the time, looking at numbers, because he only has 3.1 minutes or he's out of sequence. He's got to get you done. Okay, let's increase your drug here. Thank you very much. Have a nice day. Dr. Welby would say, sit down here, Sarah. Let's talk. How's the family? Well, actually, Bobby, my little boy, just stuck his thumb in the grinder and he lost his thumb and now he can't play baseball anymore. Maybe that's why you're so depressed, right? Versus, oh, let me get out a script for Amy Triplin and give you a script, right? That's what we're doing. We're actually taking back the human nature, humanistic qualities that make us great together. That's what we're doing. And I got to tell you, it's a great opportunity to give all that competition, all those companies you saw up there, an opportunity to find a new profession. Because we're going to eliminate. Diets do not work without a lifestyle program. They got no chance of success. We are in the catbird seat. My 13, 16-year-old volley back and forth to who's in the catbird seat. Dad, am I in the catbird seat? We are in the catbird seat. Are you deciding to go with us? Are you going to go? Okay. Basically, we're not striving to be the best in our category, the best in home-based businesses, the best in dieting, the best in any of that stuff. We are deciding to create our own category. Are you with me? We are a category of one. Jesse Gignac gave me a book about 6 months ago called A Category of One. It talks about the greatest companies. And I said, you know what? We have all the makings of that, about building a brand that's solid. Now with the infrastructure we have in place internally and with what we're doing, we have an opportunity to be great together. Are you going to go with us? Okay, so let me just tell you, James Mitchell, this sits on my desk, behind my desk, and I look at it every day. And basically it says, the master in the art of living makes little distinction between his work and his play, his labor and his leisure, his mind and his body, this information and his information and his recreation, his love and his religion. He hardly know which is which. He simply pursues his vision of excellence at whatever he does, leaving others to decide whether he is working or playing. To him, he's always doing both. That is what we're about. We're about putting you in position to organize your life and then reach out and help others organize their life around what matters. And if you listen to our leaders, we don't talk about cars or boats or basically homes. We talk about this quality time to be able to live our life the way we choose. That is the greatest gift you can have. And once you have that gift, you hold on to it. It's part of our freedom. It's really the definition of why people came to America so long ago. We've lost that, and we're all about bringing that back, and we're going to do that together. Because basically, and you heard Whitney and Greg talk about it, we're offering the Take Shape for Life experience. It's a healthy place to live and work. Pretty neat. Far removed from offering a meal replacement, right? I got 4 people saying yes? I can hear the people screaming through the video streaming saying, yes! Okay, that's what I'm talking about. So for you and for people you care about. Because if you look, for whatever reason, has the opportunity to lead an extraordinary life, he has no right to keep it to himself. And Jacques Cousteau epitomized that, didn't he? I remember as a little kid living in wherever I was, in Kansas or something, looking on the TV and watching the reef and having Jack go, oh, and look at the beautiful thing. I can't speak French, but oh, look at the beautiful. And look at how they swim and the beautiful colors of how they change in the octopi, of how it changes its form as it camouflage. And I'm 4 years old, 5 years old, sitting there going, it's a lot better than Disney. And today, my influence in diving and snorkeling, the things we do, and teaching my kids. My 6-year-old is basically the outstanding honor student in her marine biology, and the teacher, the professor, loves her to death because she knows everything. You know why? She grew up living it, and I could give that to my child. That's what we do. So we can go help others. We can help a lot of people, can't we? So I'm going to ask you this. Many people die with the music still in them. Why is this? Too often it's because they are always getting ready to live. Before they know it, time has run out. Time has run out. So you have two choices. Are you going to decide to go? Or are you going to decide to stay where you are in that little comfortable place where you can grab your blanket, suck your thumb, or you can go? You want to go? So are you ready to create your symphony? Are you ready to take your life and the people around you and have greatness, ordinary people becoming great? Okay, so here's the deal. Let's forge a great business together. Now, we are ordinary people who simply do what other people are not willing to do to achieve extraordinary success. Every single person in this room, every single person that I'm talking to on the video streaming today, every single one of you, in my heart of hearts, I will absolutely, absolutely guarantee you have the opportunity to be a success. This is not a business or an idea for only people that come with the royal, I want to be royals. See, I'm cool. When you got teenage daughters, you know about lords, you know about all that stuff. See, I'm cool. In fact, my kids sometimes show me off as kind of like an archaeological exhibit. See, we got a cool dad. He's an old guy, but he's pretty cool. And that's from Miley Cyrus before she got into the wrecking ball and took all her clothes off. But anyway, the whole thing is, every single one of you, every single person that's listening or viewing this today, you can be successful. But you got to roll up your sleeves. You got to be willing to discard all the caca, and I can say that because I'm a doctor, that's keeping you from moving forward to what you want. So that's what we're going to talk about now. So we must build our brand. And our brand, by the way, isn't our logos. It's not basically our advertising. It's not our packaging. Those are things that help us tell our story. Our brand is how our clients perceive us, right? It's all about how our clients perceive us. It's who we are. It's what we promise. And it's our ability and willingness to deliver on that promise. So ask yourself, as you move forward and create that greatness and become successful, are you doing everything that's necessary to truly upstand and hold those three principles? Are you helping people transform their whole health, not just their belly? Are you helping them really be there for them when they need you, having the time and energy to spend time with them to consistently provide the support and mentorship? Are you doing those things? Because if you aren't, you're not going to be successful in this business. This is a tough business from the standpoint you got to like people. If you don't like people, by the way, I would go outside and go down and look at the clipper down there. It's a really pretty clipper ship. Because if you want to help people, you've got to awaken that desire in people, and you have to care for people. Fortunately, 68% of us are nurturers to start with, and some of them amazing. I had Denise Seizure, my goodness, going way beyond the call of duty. I mean, I had a little gift kit in the pack and everything I needed, to go through the day. She actually brought coffee up to me this morning while I was getting ready. I mean, that's one of our top leaders in this area. That's the kind of servant leadership. I've seen Jaime Castro, one of the top presidential directors, sit there, what do you need? And I'm not saying that's what you should be doing, but it's that level of attentiveness to your clients and to your coaches that will help create these trusting bonds that at this time in this world do not exist. That's what we do. We build relationships and we build trust. And I can tell you, our company, our corporate infrastructure, I watched them come together in 12 days, working tireless hours, 30 internal people, all focused on getting, and they get now what Take Shape for Life is. They love what Take Shape for Life is. In fact, there's a couple of times they were correcting me at what I was saying, no, doctor, we're not that, we're this. That's where we're going. That's what's happening right now, that congruency and that collaboration that's going to awaken for us to be a category of one. So, bottom line is, we must more than anyone else know about our clients. You need to know about them, how you are going to, in this crazy world, because I got to tell you, it's a brutal place. You're not being compared just against weight loss or against health or against lifestyle. We're being compared as a company and as an organization against Amazon delivery. I can tell you, Amazon, I read a book on Sunday night a week before Christmas, which is a pretty busy time for them, right? I read it on Sunday night at 6 o'clock. I woke up Monday morning, walked out to let my dog out, and the book I ordered was on my doorstep the next morning at 9 a.m. That's client service. That's customer service. That's where we need to take this company. So I'm challenging the corporate structure to take it to that level. And what I saw over the last 12 days makes me very confident that that's going to happen. Now I'm going to challenge you because I'm not in charge of them, but I am in charge of you. I'm in charge of you making the decision yourself. I'm not your daddy, except for Whitney thinks I am. I'm not your mama, but what you've got to do is decide, I'm ready to go. Are you deciding? Do you deciding to go? So you've got to take your game because our brand is you. Every interface you have with a client actually bodes to either increasing or decreasing the strength of our brand, right? Each and every person that you help towards health, are you offering the full advantage of Take Shape for Life? See, the transformation is about our debutante walking out and having their ball. Right? I'm messing that up. I'm sorry. I never had a debutante ball. I never even wore a tutu. The point is, we are coming out now, and we need every one of you that decides. Listen, if mediocrity is okay with you and you're comfortable, it's okay. It's okay. We're not telling you what to do, but I got to tell you, the ride we're getting ready to take, the ride inside of your head, out to help America, what's going to happen over the next couple years with this company, with this organization of like-minded people. Listen, when I was signing books last night, just listening to your stories and the gratitude and how much your lives have changed and looking at couples that were 70, 80 pounds each overweight that could hardly kiss and now they're just happy all the time. You know, I mean, that's a little risque and that's about as far as I'm going to go, but you can get the picture. Get closer, build the relationship. Build trust. This is the most untrusting, and there's a good reason for it. We've had positional leadership now for decades that have one after the other just totally betrayed us, right? Don't betray people. Help people. Build the trust. That's how we create greatness, and we move this country and this world forward. It's about people caring about each other. Because you know, when it comes down to it, we're more alike than different, aren't we? We're all breathe. We all need to have our heart pumps. We all want to be loved. We all want to be relevant to the world. That's what Take Shape for Life does for you. It makes you relevant. In fact, it's so important that we literally, but we can't do it. We can sit up here and talk to you, but we need you to make the decision that it's that important. Everybody wants the trilogy, right? Don't you want to live physically healthier for a longer time? Don't you want to do something where you jump out of bed every morning and be happy and excited? Don't you want something where financially you never have to look at the right side of the menu again? Don't you want that? Well, I can tell you that it's a beautiful place to be. And I tell you, as a critical care physician, I did well financially, but I worked 100 hours a week, and my kids were like little mannequins in their crib, and I just pulling at my heartstrings as I went into the hospital, and I was taking care of the same people that were just getting sick again, and I was getting them out of the water. You know, they're drowning in the water, got them out of the water, never got them healthy. I was reacting to disease, and now every day I know that the efforts of myself, our team, our corporation, and you is making a tremendous difference. But we just scratched the surface of the surface. It's time for us to go all out for it. Basically, I have a question for you. Are you deciding to go? I want every one of our clients and coaches must know the clear difference. I choose you. I want you every time when you're talking to a client, when you're talking to one of your coaches, that they go, I choose you over any of the other competition, any of the other things out there, because I can tell you, that's where the greatness is. You should hold yourself up to that standard. That standard doesn't require neurosurgery background. It doesn't require going to college or medical school. It doesn't require anything other than you empathetically. I'm going to talk a little later on today about being an empathetic coach, about listening and finding out how do you meet them. Do you coach well? Are you doing your coaching as well as you can, or are you just selling them some meal replacements? Because if you're not coaching them, you're degrading our brand, right? Second, every single time, consistency. In fact, consistent performance is what creates a high-performance team, a high-performance business, and that is how we become a category of one. Are you coming with us? Okay. We take care of our clients and coaches better than anyone else. I can tell you, I sit and listen to my wife at her desk for 12 years now. We have 13 and 6-year-old teenagers. The house was crazy. The night before I left, the dog was just getting over it because we went skiing over Christmas. He's back, he's happy, and then he sees me get my suitcase out. He's sad. She's dealing with that stress. Rudder's got his head down. The kids brought 15 kids into the house. They're having sleepovers. It's their last couple days before. And I'm sitting there saying, honey, where are my socks? And she's on the call going, hi, how are you tonight? Well, this is your 4th day? You've lost 3 pounds? Wow, that's wonderful. That's what coaching is about. It's not about, right? I saw one guy last night, this poor lady, he asked the lady to take a picture. And she's struggling. You know, listen, there's 18,000 iterations of a camera, right? And she's got this camera, and she's shaking a little bit, and she's doing it, and he's over here with me going, and he's going like, geez, can you get it right? And I'm going, what are you talking about? I just did that for an hour, and I'm not upset at all. I'm grateful that these people care, and you basically sitting there with low emotional intelligence. Are you working on your emotional intelligence? Are you making a decision that I'm going to do whatever it takes to be a great coach, right? So here's the vision, plan, and work. Basically, I'm just going to spend a couple minutes on this. I'll talk more about it this afternoon. So if you're not here, you might want to come to one of our super regionals. Okay. Bottom line is aim to stay. I really find this fundamentally as a construct that will allow you to make sure you're doing always the right things, organizing your time, and making sure you're moving people forward. So basically, aim to stay is take aim first, awaken. That's what Discover Your Optimal Health is all about. Without awakening the desire for someone, if you're telling people or trying to get them to do something, they are not going to be successful. That's why diets don't work. Looking externally for something to create health for you does not work, right? What works is to help them awaken. That's what Discover Your Optimal Health is about. Awaken their desire first. Because if they're awakened and they want it and they then want to work with you, it works a lot better. Then you can guide them. 2 is you need to acquire them. You need to spend the time in the relationship to make sure you continue to talk to them in a respectful way to move them forward. I had a lot of people last night when I was signing books say, hey, you know, they talked to me for almost a year and I finally decided to do this. So understand, don't push people, help them make the same awareness themselves, okay? And then autonomy, support them. This is all about empathetic coaching. It's about moving them forward so that they become intrinsically motivated, so they want to do it. If you do that on the front end, you now have the opportunity to take someone that is motivated to move them through the system and for them to be successful. Until they take personal responsibility and ownership, they're probably not going to be successful. So why do you want to do that? Because they're doing it because they want to do it. They want to become good at it. And when they become good at it and love it, they're going to talk to everybody and that is our referral. That's how we build brand strength. We build brand strength by basically people having a great experience with you, right? If you're sitting there arguing, you've already lost. Stop arguing with people. Start listening. And then to aim to stay. Strategies, tactics, actions, you and yours. And I'm going to talk about those in more detail. So, here's the situation in the world. People go, oh, yo-yoing, and oh, diets don't work, and oh, I joined another one of those things and I failed just like the other ones. It must be something wrong with the system. Someone's trying to get something from me. And that's the way this process works. And if you look at it, for basic people that don't have aim to stay and are not intrinsically motivating, what happens is people are in pre-contemplation. You know what pre-contemplation means? It means they're not coming. You know the San Diego Chargers? I don't know, you guys aren't doing real well, are you? You are? Okay, just checking. See, you got to stop watching TV and come build your business. So those your clients that go to the tailgating, right, They're sitting there having buffalo wings, and they got a keg of beer, and they're sitting back with their friends, and everybody's belly's out like here, you know, and they're in pre-contemplation. They ain't coming. You could pay them $1,000. It could be $1,000 to try my meal replacements. They ain't coming. They're not ready. They haven't even thought about it, or if they thought about it, they're not in the looking zone right now, right? Then you have contemplation. Contemplation is they're ambivalent. They might do it or they may not do it, right? It's kind of like in League of Their Own. Remember that group with, what's her name, Madonna? You know what I'm talking, Gina Davis? Come on, guys. Remember? The one has the kid, the little chubby kid, whatever his name is. Leroy, you going to go in the dugout? You're going to go out of the dugout. Remember? Okay. That's what contemplation is. Deciding, do I want to go or not? That person is in position to almost make a decision. And then you have a decision. So people make a decision. If they make a decision on their own and don't have the support, basically what happens is they do it for a little while, and then they go into maintenance, which is where, okay, I lost. That's why weight loss is not what you want to talk about. You want to talk about creating health. You gain health while you lose weight, right? Gain health, because if you lose 40 pounds, when you lose those 40 pounds, then what else do you have to do? Nothing. So you go celebrate it at Ponderosa or at Outback Steakhouse or wherever, and then you can start gaining your weight back, right? Is Ponderosa out of business? I kind of got that. Anyway, I don't know because I don't go to those places. But the point is, you start gaining your weight back, okay? And that's when you have relapse, right? You have relapse, then you give up. Now that happens not just for clients, but it also happens for coaches, doesn't it? They go through the period, they're not moving forward. So what we've done is we've created this thing called our bio network. And what our bio network does, it creates lasting change. How it creates that? Pre-contemplation to contemplation to decision, and then we guide them with your help. That's why building the relationship is so critical. Now they have a partner to help guide them on a daily basis, especially in the beginning. Not just as clients, but as coaches, to our full system, right? Does that make sense? So let's talk about that for a minute. So our system is designed, when we designed this system, it was designed for the rest of your life. It wasn't designed to use for a week or a month. It's designed to gather people in this bio network, this microenvironment of health, this new world we're creating, this new category of one place they can come to where they can feel safe, feel guided, feel trust, and have the things, the skills, the tools, and the strategies to move forward and create long-term life. Because you can see, change comes from more managing the journey than from announcing the destination, right? You know, some of you in here just starting. And you go, yes, I'm starting, and I'm going to be a senior coach, or I'm going to be a coach, or I'm going to be global director. Announcing it doesn't mean squat. What means everything is not what you're saying here, but what you're doing, right? So ask yourself this year, and I would get with your mentor immediately after this event and say, you know what? Here's what I've decided I want to do. Here's my plan, and basically tell me what else I need to do, right? That's how we create long-term greatness. And it starts with being an empathetic coach, and I'll talk to you more about that a little later. Second is using Discover Your Optimal Health to awaken people. 3, full Habits Health system, knowing this is much more. Without the Habits Health lifestyle program and you guiding them, their chances for long-term success are less than 15%, right? That's what the statistics show. 5-in-1 plan to help them. Bio network, helping others. When you help others, when you reach out and you become a coach, your success rate goes up because now it's become part of you. Works. I guess they're shut. Works well for you. Fully integrated as a client, fully integrated as a health coach, fully integrated moving on from a health coach to a business coach, and then moving from a business coach to a business leader. See, when I talk to somebody for the very first blush as a candidate to move them forward and find out what they want, my goal, I know in my heart of heart, as long as they don't decide to fall off or find a place they're comfortable in, I want them to become fully integrated business leaders, don't you? You want that not because you're going to make a lot of money, but because that way you really have the opportunity for them to literally live the longest period of optimal health because now they're fully embracing it. Is that how much time I have left? Okay, all right. I thought maybe you were going to tell me I have to go somewhere. You're going to give me a new mic. Okay, well, you better get up here because I'm moving. So the whole idea is I'm always trying to move them forward at their pace by being an empathetic coach and listening. I'm moving them forward at their pace. More and more and more. Not stretching them, but moving them as they want it. What do you want to do? Okay. So the whole point being is that There's a continuum here. When you start here, I know you guys are excited. You can't start saying, well, you could be a presidential director and live in that house in Malibu. You got to start here by finding out what they want, right? Moving them forward, moving them forward. But understand, the more you draw them into the system, the more they become part of our new optimal health community, the more successful and better they're going to do. So don't feel bad about, oh, I don't know if I should talk to them about becoming a coach. Why? Don't you like them? Right? So here's the whole breakdown. You as a guide creating lasting change. In terms of their body, you empathetic coaching, habits of health system. In terms of their finances, moving them forward from fully integrated client to a coach, to a business leader. And then in terms of their mind, our optimal health environment, fully integrated, stop, challenge, and choose, and helping them move forward and surrounding them with the things and with the community and with your bond with them to move them forward to become a partner with you. So basically, stay is critical. Once you've awakened them and drawn them in, this is the discipline that each and every one of you has to reach in order to be successfully move people forward. Because you can see, you know, if you start someone off and say, hey, go ahead and start on the 5 and 1, you know, the first day they, you know, have the oatmeal. It's the wintertime, kind of here. Open the oatmeal up, put it in there, and you eat it. And then they put the bowl in the sink. About an hour, they come back, and they go to wash the bowl, and they need a chip and one of those jackhammers. They may go, oh, no, I can't do that. I can't do this, right? Or they basically do their chili, and they break a tooth because they only let it set for 30 seconds. Oh, no, I can't do it. So you need to be there. You don't know what's going on. And if you're not asking them, if you're just telling them, you're more likely than not they're going to quit. Because you know what? For a lot of people, all you have to do is go, boo, and they're out of here, right? And you know that for your clients, so you've gotten really good at that and you spend time. But the same thing with your coaches. You need to be there for them, especially in the beginning. I don't care if they're a rocket scientist or a CEO of a company. They do not know this business. You know why? We made it up. We made this business up. You think I'm kidding? There is no business. Well, first of all, when you get Dan and me together, it's crazy. In fact, my daughter says it's cray-cray. And what's crazy enough is now the company gets it with us. We're all crazy, you know, and that's a good thing, right? Because we're having fun. That's right. Okay, so bottom line, stay means this is the work of our business. This is what you need to focus on every single day. The strategies, basically, what's the next level? If it's a client, what's the next level in their development? You know, are they losing weight? Are they basically using the habits of health? Have they read Discover Your Optimal Health? Where do you need to go next? Are they not sleeping well? Ever what that is. Same thing with their tactics. You need to know basically what are the things they're using. Oh, I'm struggling kind of when I go to the movies. I really want that popcorn. Great. Let's go to the area on stop, challenge, and choose. Let's stop. Why are you feeling that way? Let's challenge what happens if you do that and eat that popcorn. And then choose to bring some, you know, a little bag of carrots. Listen, I love popcorn when I go to the movie. Don't you guys? So what we do is we just take a bag of carrots. And you know what? Honestly, when I'm watching a movie like this and you got a big tub of that stuff, it's just like Rudder, my dog. I put this wonderful food down there. It's gone in like 10 seconds, right? What you do is you're grazing. You're grazing, right? You're mindlessly grazing. So wouldn't you like to graze on some carrots versus, what I'm saying is there is a strategy, the tactics, and then the hands-on action steps at each level. So let's talk for a moment about strategy. It is critical that you know yourself where your current reality is, what's your next level of business development, and also health development. Because remember, all of us are getting ready to do what? 12-week health transformation. Are you all doing that? Yes. Lori and I are doing it. Dan's doing it. Terry and Dave Miller, we're all doing it, okay? You can always take your health to the next level, right? Yes. Your health. I didn't say your weight. I said your health. Your health. Big difference. In fact, I don't want you guys talking about, oh, I lost 40 pounds. I gained all this health. I feel better. I have more energy. I'm now focused more on the choices. I choose not to have that lobster with a butter on it. Instead, I don't know, whatever else you love. Or I'm going to have a little lobster, right? Point is, it's about choosing health as a priority. Second part is, what's the next level? And are you creating a structural tension? Are you helping your clients? I embedded structural dynamics into the Discover Your Optimal Health. So now your clients are learning about it naturally. Your job is to help amplify that, to help them, and to create these small little tension charts that move people forward, and they know how to do that, right? Okay. Second, when making your structural strategic plan, you need to first match your why and what's your business goals. Got to make sure if you want all these things, you better understand that your business goals have to match those. And Dan went over that last night. 2, what is my next step in the level of integration? You always need to ask yourself, you should always have a chart where you are now, where are you going next, and have that clear in your mind. 3, do I know how to get there? If it's not working, what do you need to do? Ask for help, right? And the help may be, you may think it's, well, how do I use the meal replacement? It may be that, hey, you got to stop making it all about you, right? You're not going to want to hear that. But if hearing that and making the change moves you forward, helps you help more people, helps you create more success, is it worth listening to that? Ooh, that's a tough one. Actually, Robert Fritz and I are writing a book right now on identity. It's about this ego inside, it's this little thing inside of us. If I could take that out of each and every one of you, you would all be tremendously successful almost instantaneously. Do you realize that? In fact, I told one of our coaches a couple years ago, I like to just go in, like in, what was it, Kill Bill, remember? Snatch your eye. I just want to snatch the limbic part of your brain. Stop caring what people think about you. Do you know that 1% of people think, 3% of people think they think, and 96% of people would rather die than think? They don't care about you. They care about them, right? So stop worrying about if they care about you, if they like you. You know how they're going to like you? If you help them become successful, right? Right? By the way, you've heard me maybe say this before, but on the day you die, if it's raining out, 50% of the people aren't coming to your funeral. I got to go home. Think about it. Stop taking life so serious. Do I look like I take life serious? Oh, I'm a doctor. Yes, I have to be. You know what? Get a life. Start enjoying life. Stop trying to be this thing that you're not, and start being authentic and being you. Okay. Are you asking for help? Now, be so clear on this. I can't tell you how important it is. So basically, the path to full integration, you know what the sequencing is. Where are you on the sequencing? You should know where every one of your clients is on the sequencing. First, integrated client. That's your key brand builder, isn't it? That is your key brand builder, becoming success. You don't have to be at a healthy weight. You have to be moving in that direction. You have to have the things in place that can move you forward, right? What, is that a hard one too? I mean, if you don't get that one, listen, stop beating yourself up because you gained 5 pounds back. Remember, 12 weeks to transform your health right now and gather everybody on your team and every client you have and start talking to everybody about it. It doesn't cost you a thing. Come join me. Let's get healthy. Let's get healthy. Integrated health coach. This is when you're mastering how to be a great coach as you bring more clients on. Third, integrated business coach. It's so critical that you make the transition, and we've changed the compensation, and our next speaker, Dan Bell, was integral in designing that, is moving people forward to the next level. Because when they move to be a fully integrated business coach, they're now exponentially increasing the time and the income they can make and putting them in a better position to live their life. And then integrated business leader, becoming a tsunami. That's what we're going to do. So I'm out of time. Before I leave, I just want to say one thing. We put a man on the moon. In 1960-something, I went to the Reagan Museum up in Thousand Oaks, and I looked at Air Force One, and I looked at the whole world and this nuclear issues that were going on at that time. And as an effect of that, we literally made all the difference. And that difference is spun off into every industry: computing, technologies, fabrics, meal replacements. The anhydrous meal replacements came from that space technology. All those things happened as a result of one person deciding to get something done. They decided to go, right? He decided to go. He inspired America to go. And that catapulted us into the greatest era of our lives. What I'm asking you today is, let's decide to be a category of one, to create a new model where we focus on health right next to freedom, which is when you go to Washington, D.C., I live 30 minutes from it. Washington, D.C., it's all about freedom, right? And it really brings inside, wells up this incredible pride. Well, I can tell you, unless you're healthy, doing what you want to be doing, having fun and enjoying this incredible thing called life, you are literally not free. So what I'm asking you today is to join us, play full out, and let's go get America healthy. God bless. Thank you.